curses! Thrall!
For Doomhammer, the elements will destroy you. Greetings, friend. Greetings, friend. I wonder. What to do?
All that love we shared together, all those good times that we
Złodzieje nakupować online. Na aukcji nowego znacznego ukończenia.
Antonius with a bunch of other combinations, but
Yeah.
is he
Drake's not bad.
seriously thinking about it?
I mean, his Drake would be.
Well, he
be
wants to bait out
4/7.
Death. Do you need to do that?
I don't think so. I mean, Sylvanas like presents such a. Yeah, okay. Presents such a threat.
This is like a this is like, oh well, I got Antonius, buddy, and you better kill it. If you don't kill it, then I'm gonna be getting a lot of fireballs. Weird
Funny
thing is, Show can't kill it.
Can't kill it. You seriously can't kill it. So, is he Arcane Intellect and really dig for it? He might. Does he overdraw it? No, he doesn't overdraw if he does that. But this is it's really scary to him. And I could absolutely just start drawing a spell. I mean, he could draw a spell next turn, right? Just a trap or whatever.
He doesn't overdraw if he Arcane Intellects.
Yeah, he's right at 10, and he'll definitely play a card after that.
But the problem is, like before, if he had like,
Guide
Ball
me.
Shadow Freeze, he could take the one.
Elements.
Now he has Shadow Word.
I mean, there's great cards. It's just they're not great cards for him right now. Unfortunately, this is pretty bad. I mean, he has a great potential turn with like double Undertaker and either of his 6/1 shots, but what's he gonna do with this board? Oh my gosh, he's just gonna try to do some honest here.
I don't know. I wonder why also Sho didn't play not Sylvanas, sorry, play Lotheb as a way to answer a spells.
Oh gosh, he leaves himself so susceptible to a Flame Strike right now.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Oh god, he tops Flame
There is
Strike.
no Flame
Elements
Strike.
guide.
Oh, there's no Flame Strike in the deck. Forgot.
Wait, really?
Maybe is there? Let me see.
I'm just saying he doesn't have it in his hand. But if he doesn't
Oh,
have it in his
I thought you
deck,
meant
it's
it's just in
really-
general. Oh, he probably has one actually. Now I think about it. Let me see.
How do you have no spells as this mage deck? You
This
just
is
have all
like the
minions.
this is like the miracle that has like all. He's got he's got 2 Flame Strikes. And like Sho kind of knows that, so it's interesting. He just took the risk and just just played
This is so
right into
awkward.
it. Yeah, now
This
it's
is
kind of
awkward because like hyped imagined this turn playing out very differently, but now it's like, do you set up a defense and like actually protect Antonius even though you threw him out there?
My shield for
you
Argus!
could brag. I mean, you know he's not responding to with Shadow Word Death, so he doesn't have Shadow Word Death, right?
Elements guide
I guess there's too many targets here to kind of play that.
Yeah, for sure. Play too many minions.
Elements guide
Because
No,
if
you
you
kill the
yeah.
Undertaker.
The Undertakers, okay. Yeah, alright. That's a good play.
Alright, well, Sho still has the option available to him to Lothep and deny it. Still no death.
Yeah.
Or Holy No.
There's just no remove either side of the table right now. This is crazy. Where did you go with it, dude? Like,
Your hand's too clogged. You don't need duplicate.
yeah, you really don't need any more cards. You got so many.
If anything, it might be some challenge, like the death rattle effects of what his Sylvanas do. But then it's like you're risking masses to like I'm talking about. Because then you're
Yeah,
risking
I don't
like
and you risk some Sylvanas. That would be ultimately bad.
that's the same case of whatever.
guide
So like you're in the same boat as you with Karen.
I think you
Both
just
of
throw down more cards. You just throw down more. Just do Argus here, throw down a Loot Hoarder.
What is he saving
Or-
Lotheb for? That's the play that I've expected by now, but he's saving it for something.
The gates are open.
Or does he just mentally blocked it and just like hasn't seen Lotheb in his hand? Some players do that. They're like really focused on one thing and they're forgetting.
Could be. Okay, so there's more targets for Sylvanas right now, but you gotta get the 5
Is Hype gonna draw a spell finally?
Gotta draw some.
No.
Oh my
What?
god.
Another Belcher?
Dude, let me look at his deck. How is he missing so? I mean, he's still got 2 water elements, but that's like all of the minions. Oh, he's got giants too. That's crazy. He's got all of his traps. Duplicate, right?
Well
One frost. He
played.
used one frost. Still got intellects, novas, polymorph. He's got like 7 each. Alright, so turn 9 here. He's been sitting on those Drakes for a long time too, and Drakes are pretty good. I mean, you can't silence those things. They're 4 damage against a priest. It's been interesting that he's had better options like every single turn.
I'm trying to think what's the best course of action. The obvious play is to do Drake and Belcher. And then, but the thing is, if you plan a Suicide Sylvanas, you want to use hero power to maximize the chances of taking one of his top minions.
And you probably want to take the minion that gets buffed here by the cultist.
I think you see what Sylvanas does first. He might take the Loot Hoarder.
Oh, took the cultist. Wow.
Ah,
Exactly what
alright.
he wanted.
There you go.
Exactly what he wanted. Oh my gosh, that thing buffs Antonius too.
There you go. No need to actually use your hero power if you can pick exactly your target. Okay, well, finally, there's some closure on this Antonius for sure.
It's finally over.
First you draw.
Yeah. First you just crash it into the Belcher. There you go.
See if that changes anything. Oh, wow. What aren't you
Thrall
convenient?
versus
A
Anduin.
little late, but he doesn't need it
The
now.
light shall bring victory.
for Doomhammer.
Feeling?
Yeah, and now this is where the Drake is
Didn't that buff
really
something to Drake, actually?
I know, this is
Uh-oh.
where it's extremely annoying, the Drake.
I think Sho forgot about this Drake here, but... live and let live. He's like, God, this sucks. The alternative was so bad. He's like, Twilight Drakes. I thought I didn't have to deal with handlock. Awesome.
And what's gonna be bad news for him too is that another one's
duplicate. Why not duplicate? Isn't this one of the better cards to duplicate?
Yeah, I would think
Aw.
so. Well, he's out of circles now, so maybe he wants to set up like I mean a Belcher I think would be better, and that's probably something he can set
I
up.
guess the best target's actually your Sylvanas because you know there's so many threats.
Yeah, yeah. It's harder to set up Sylvanas though, just to get your opponent to kill Sylvanas. That's it's pretty tough. Belcher's probably likely.
All right, well, I think another Drake is in order at this time.
There's
I'll
the
entertain
spells.
I will entertain a motion to play Twilight Drake.
There is little
Draws
time.
3 spells in a row.
Greetings, friend.
No fireballs this
Hype
game.
definitely has a facial hair to be a bureaucrat.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see him dressing those ruffles too, and
Oh,
Sword fight.
you're rewinding
Sword
a
fight.
lot, Chan, man. I mean,
I was going back.
Back in your day, I'm sure the government people probably wore that, but nowadays people just use blazers and suits and ties. That's what we use in the 21st century. I'm just messing, man.
That's so funny.
What secret is this, by the way? It's like, is this?
Well, you can't really test it by hitting him in the face, so I don't think he's gonna even care. Well, Sho does have the ability to Shadow Word Death his Sylvanas here, so he can actually take something. Unfortunately, he might take a 1-2. Oh, well, he can Shadow Madness. Force a Drake steal, but that doesn't solve all of his problems here.
Yeah, Shadow Madness doesn't really accomplish much.
What to do?
Most
It-
likely
it's
setting
just-
up your own Lotheb. Like, double
Yeah.
Lotheb here is okay. And then you even have duplicates. So checks here as well. Next turn. Yeah. You just need to not die.
Alright, there we go. So, Hype has a chance for lethal. Goes YOLO.
Yeah, or if he draws his second Frostbolt.
I must
Shadow Flame, a Flame Strike, I mean, would be on. Yeah, there's a Flame Strike. He's got 2 of them, so. Let's see. He's gonna kill Sylvanas if he does that.
Alright, well, first calculate and see what you got. You're still in a really dominant position, and I feel like you shouldn't show Ragnarok unless you have to. I mean, Ragnarok's not even known for being decks versus the next couple games. Now that Sho might have information that the Ragnaros is in the deck, he might be like, well, I play around it.
Okay, well, let's see. He's got some interesting options here. He could even do some crazy Doomsayer play here. Heron for the second, right? It will be stolen.
Doomsayer is kind of weak because there's Death Rattle effects.
There are just 1-2s though, and then you'd still have the Flame Strike behind it if you ever wanted to. But so he looks like he's just gonna try to pump through this.
Couldn't really protect. I see what you mean. You can't protect. Like the Doomsayer would effectively just be gain 7 health.
All right, so
Oh, Hype loses to Drake. Oh,
yeah,
well.
pretty good chance of that.
Oh wait. Oh no, he gets more Sylvanas. Right? Because the Sylvanas
Yeah.
is the first thing to play.
Yep.
Wow.
But can he get him down? I mean, it's the.
Nissa.
He still has a Shadow Word Death play. Oh, we got 2 of them.
Wow.
Checks
What is
him
going
against-
on?
Yeah. It's gonna have to heal at some point, just I would say. I would think.
I think he'll now.
My shield for
But
Argon.
now that Hype's mage deck is kind of on record, not so fire, I might feel comfortable to play something like you have that toss caution into the wind.
You think he was fully aware of it?
Oh yeah, I think most people recognize Hype doesn't really use fireballs now, so he's willing to use his heal something else, or Dark Cultist.
Still not healing himself. Yeah, just not afraid of that direct damage. He knows already one Frostbolt's already been played
Thrall
too, right?
Oh, you're right. You're right. On turn 2 against
The light shall
Cleric.
bring victory.
Yeah,
For Doomhammer.
so it's pretty safe against direct damage outside of Rag, but like you said, doesn't know that Rag's in the deck quite yet, or hasn't seen it yet. So
You want a rag ping? Go for it. It could go so badly, considering that your
Rag
opponent has
ping.
Sylvanas.
Rag ping would be just like almost like
Way
an
too
all in at this
YOLO.
point. Yeah,
That's
it's
so
already
YOLO.
all in. But right now,
Duplicate
anything you put
for
down,
rag, like double secret, and then.
yeah, but you're just gonna lose Rag. You're gonna lose Rag to him. He's gonna actually steal your Rag.
Yeah, but then every other 2 turns after that, you get another chance to rag.
Greetings, friend.
There's a lot of reasons why not to. His alternative is actually pretty weak. To like it, everything just gain life.
Doom
wanna
Rag.
duplicate your
Wow,
Doom
what a play that would be. Okay. All right, that's an interesting play.
Try to
Is
see
it?
if he's there.
I don't think he has an answer to that.
Well, if he can draw Defender Vargas.
Yeah,
Also,
Defender Vargas
in a
is
very
great.
weird way, you can Shadow Madness, and then I don't think it actually pops when you give it back.
Oh, so it would give you. No.
It gives you like time to find an answer, if that makes sense.
No, but Shadow Madness gives it back to them at the end of the turn, right? So.
Actually, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I
then
don't
it
know,
would, then it would blow
I
up. It would
wonder
blow up
what
on the
that's the
beginning.
case.
I think the text at the beginning of this. It was like, oh, maybe there's something.
It makes sense when you say enchant man, but that's not always the case in this game.
Yeah. You would never play Cabal on that guy though. Actually, when I just taking him, I'm just kind of curious what happens with Cabal.
Yes.
Wait until the
What's so smart too is because Doomsayer dies at the beginning of your turn, this doesn't get duplicated. So Hype's not going to get 2 copies of Doomsayer when it activates. Oh, another alternative, by the way, is to
I like
steal
that.
Doomsayer. If you want to stall for time
My
down
shield
badly.
for
Well,
honor.
that's what I was saying. Like, but who would do that? Just okay, so he's gonna opt for just at least having something on the board. Okay, that's a good decision.
All right. I think you're willing to take a 50-50 here. And you have
Yeah.
Ragnaros and Ping.
You have been.
This is a really clever play setup. And the moment of truth to see if he wins this game, champion.
This is a huge moment right now.
This is a really cool 2 sequence of plays.
Oh, he missed. He missed.
Wait,
And
wait.
now Joe's gonna
Joe
take it
takes-
back.
He takes it back. But then Hype
And
gets 2 more Ragnaros.
Oh, he doesn't.
And he's actually okay with either
Oh,
outcome.
no, he doesn't take. He doesn't get 2 rounds, does he?
A duplicate.
He's stealing it. He's
Thrall versus.
stealing it with
Thrall.
Sylvanas.
You're stealing it, though.
Yeah, you're not killing it. You're just stealing
The
it.
elements will
So-
destroy you.
That's why
Gosh.
it's gonna be like, oh
Very,
man.
very important to note.
Yeah, this is huge. This is so huge for show. Hype still has a polymorph in his deck, so he could at least have an answer in that regard. But
Greetings,
we're gonna see
friend.
some. Oh, he's gonna kill
Nope,
it.
he has 2 Ragnaros. Job's done. Where's
What?
the game plan?
Oh,
Oh no! Shit.
Oh. Yeah, that. Oh.
Okay.
Could have just stolen it. I mean, he's got a lot of minions too. That maybe he could have just wanted to flood the board afterwards, but he could have just outright stolen that card.
Well, now you just play like Zombie Chow and Dark Cultist.
Now he has
then-
2 rags. That's the life having 3 rags, man. It's the life.
An answer to.
Yeah, he does. But
How did this happen? This has gotten so weird.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Hey, I'm pretty
Alright,
sure
well-
Rag's the best play here, actually. He's got 2 water elementals too. That's pretty nice.
You know what? I think Show was really thrown off by the Doomsayer. he probably didn't realize that Doomsayer doesn't actually give you
Okay,
an
so-
extra copy of Doomsayer. So I think he thought that it was Ice Block.
Wait.
So
Yeah, that's
it's like, well, this has to be Ice Block. Like, that's the only explanation of it. Okay,
Yeah.
now he's
And
gonna
what's
take
fun-
it. But now it's like, is it too late to point this point?
Well,
Oh.
what's it? He still doesn't do it. So that's kind of interesting. He still doesn't. Do it.
Well, there's another Ragnarok, so he knows if he plays it,
Yeah.
take it. So,
Well, it could be. It could be, right? Kind of
Job's
chance.
done.
Rag hitting or not, but yeah.
well, if he plays Ragnaros and it misses, then you just run
Yeah.
Sylvanas in and take it. So.
Wow, what a the crazy sequence of events there, man.
All right.
Okay.
Now you have
so
to fight a
now-
little more honestly if you're hyped.
Pass me that
So,
arc light spanner.
playing like Frost Nova and setting up a turn with minions is pretty decent.
Yeah, I like that.
There's like Water Elemental or something else.
Get the mad side. Oh yeah, I like that. You do give your, I mean, you do give your opponent the time to develop. He hasn't played a Cabal yet, so the mad scientist might not get any value.
I've got the beast in my
And you
sight.
don't have a wood phase, so maybe holding on to Nova would be better this turn. Just play
Yeah,
your
it could
two-
be. But the most important thing is you want to set up minions to fight. You get through this last Sylvanas, and you realize your opponent probably doesn't have much going on.
Yeah, actually, Karen's actually a really good choice too.
How is a Fragros finish? Like, I think Hype's really calculating if
Hype,
there's a way
yeah.
like Sylvanas dies and then he can use Ragnaros to kill again.
Yeah, he knows both. Both deaths are gone. That's a good point, actually.
mess with Tusk.
And now that Karen's on the board second, then Bane's actually safe from Sylvanas. That's definitely a huge factor here.
I think you take the 2/2. Take
Yeah,
the
guarantees
2/2.
some kind of
heal
value,
up.
right?
Yeah. You can heal up as well.
But well, you know, you could do also. You could actually just steal the Karen with the Soul Priest. Damaging.
Oh,
the
you're
Sylvanas.
right. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so clever. You should do that.
But I think he's gonna actually just take the Scientist.
Oh,
What
you are totally
Like
right,
shield
man. You
for
should
Argus.
use the Soul Priest. Hero power. That seems so much better. Oh man.
Let none survive.
Yeah, good eye, dude. But I guess the show doesn't see that. It could be just stress right now. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, there's
also
been a
it
lot
could
of
be the
different-
fact that if you do that, you can't heal because Alchemist now on. So you might feel like with Ragnaros and hero power gaming, it needs to actually float up in health a little bit.
He still knows about the Rag too, but at this point, your Sylvanas is definitely in jeopardy.
Wow.
And
What a
Poly.
top deck from Hype to get Polymorph to answer Sylvanas for the last remaining threat. That really put a wrench in his plans. And now he's going to use Frost Nova, nice block here to try and stall for time. This is a very important moment for Hype to now how to show deal with this Cairn.
You know, wow. You know what's kind of interesting too is the zombie Chow's looming with Aconite Soul Priest too. Wonder if there's any just like mini burst. I mean, he does have the ice block now, so he's pretty actually Hype's pretty safe. Is he thinking
We
about
must
Rag?
cleanse the Sunwell.
I mean, he can ping. No, he doesn't have any.
he
Yeah,
needs
he has
hero
no more
power.
mana. Yeah, so he's just thinking about
The
just
hero
removing.
thing is, Cairn's not going anywhere. Most likely your opponent can't deal with it. So
Yeah.
you have an opportunity to most likely use its hero power. Figure out a way to trade. And oh, Priest is almost out of cards. I didn't even realize
Oh,
Show was
wow.
ahead that much in the draws. Because there's been like Arcane Intellect playing with Hype. And Hype
Yeah.
still has yet to hit his open shots. So I don't know how Show actually
Thoughts?
does this.
Are these Mullen Giants?
Guide
That would be crazy. Oh my god, he gets two of them! Oh
Double
my god.
Vulcan Giant.
elements guide.
To the breach.
Then Hype has Yeah, second
Frost
ice.
Nova, but
Like, he's gonna start taking fatigue damage, so he's got ways to delay this game.
yeah, but at least he has an answer to Rag now. If that becomes a factor, he can remove the Karen and the Bane right now.
Yeah, but say Karen attacks the face and then just like Frost Nova, and then next turn you get
The
damage
frost
again.
wolves stand ready.
Like you ice block, so you can't take any. You can't die.
Oh, but how about that? Well, that still doesn't.
Fine, just take that Frost Nova.
I would have. Okay.
And then
Could've con-
Hyped also has 3 Molten Giants too, so if he draws Molten Giant,
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if he should just remove Karen and Bane, which he could have done with Holy Nova there.
no, this threatens. I think it's much more threatening to put this out here, so that way you have a way to end. Oh my goodness, Hyped hovering over Ragnaros. He's willing
Elements
to take
guide
the 1 in 6 chance
Elements
to end
guide
this
me.
game. Finally, it's been
Elements
going on
Wow,
for such a long
he's not
time.
gonna. Yeah, I mean, he can't. Nova basically does nothing here. He doesn't do quite yet. Okay, so he goes down to 7. This is at 1 in 7 chance here, or 1 in 6 chance here. Does he hit it? Okay,
Nope.
low depth.
Lotheb. Show's gonna have to use his giant to answer and pop, which is fine. What's his last card? It's a zombie chow. Well, that's gonna
let's
be
see if
sitting
he-
there. It's needing more damage, honestly.
Okay, does he want to use? Okay, does he want to use Zombie Chow to damage? Alright, he's gonna remove Rag. That's the first thing you gotta do. I mean, there's no doubt, right?
Yeah. What's clever about Hype's play too is that he should have Flame Strike to clear the board, no matter what.
Well, okay, so if he does it, so if he,
Like,
if he
We
he
must
moves Rag,
cleanse the Sunwell.
plays Aconite, crashes it into Cairn, or he can't. He might have to kill. What if he kills Zombie Chow here? Does 5 damage. Aconite can hero power hit.
How do you kill Zombie Chow? You get Holy Nova?
You can you can crash it into the Rag right there.
Elements guide me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about I forgot. There's a 2
Elements
No.
minion. I was like,
guide
that's
me.
not Zombie Chow. You're
Oh,
right.
he's got 2 of them too. Oh man, he could have done some cool stuff with that. He could have Nova. Oh no, he couldn't Nova and kill the other Zombie Chows too. But he's gonna pop it regardless. But now he's
Elements guide
now
me.
he doesn't have enough.
It's not fatigue damage. So, Hype needs to kill this Flame Strike, but then he plays a second Zombie Chow, which allows him to
Oh.
gain even more health.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
you
think there
Frost
might
Nova,
have-
though. You Frost Nova for sure. He has double Frost Nova. Your opponent is actually completely helpless. Unless he... Can he Shadow Madness? Oh, he can Shadow Madness and pop.
Yeah, he
He
can
does.
He can do that. That's true. But is he just gonna die? I mean, he can't. Yeah, he could
Okay.
do that, but the damage on the board is just gonna kill him.
That's true.
Mhm.
Is this checkmate, Chan Man?
I think it's checkmate.
Nope, nope.
Is it?
What you do is Holy Nova, and then
Elements guide
oh,
me.
this is what you do. You Holy Nova, and then Shadow Madness to Water Elemental and attack into the main. And then you're alive.
Elements guide
So he's only taken taking 1
You're gonna be taking you can't
You're not gonna pop the bubble. You're not gonna pop the bubbles. You're not gonna pop the ice block, so you're still potentially dead, right? That's why it was important to get him down to 2.
That's the only way that I see you surviving. You have Holy Nova, Shadow Madness, and into the Bane, and then like you actually kill off Water Elemental.
And then you would take 2 the next turn.
No, you have to do it in this specific order.
Yeah, it's. Well, Bane.
All right. Well, I think Show realizes that he's otherwise. so he's just gonna hold it Nova now. And it seems like no matter what, he's gonna die because of fatigue. And Hype's been able to outlast the game, but he's also got Flame Strike, so that would have helped him gain a lot of health and kill off this giant. So Hype was in a really good position, and he also gets Alex Straza. So if there was any more insurance that he needed, he would have been okay.
Well, that was a crazy game at the end there. Some interesting scenarios, which might be great to take a look at the bot again, just to see what all these different, different combinations of things you could have done. But really cool game, and definitely exciting. And Hype the series is now 2-2. And it sounds like Sho is going to be running his Druid deck. See if it's the ramp variety or it's just that aggro variant, and we're looking at the aggro variant. It seems to just be the most popular version of it. Makes sense, just with current metagame and what everybody's running. This has been very strong. So, alright, let's take a look at this matchup. Have we seen this yesterday? Did we see this matchup?
I don't recall, but I do know that this deck runs into similar problems if there's Molten Giants coming out, but the thing is there's no taunts. And the thing that this mage deck hates the most is that there's no way to actually stop Force of Nature Savage Roar other than Lotheb, and he doesn't even run Lotheb.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. True. His taunt givers are Sludge Belcher. His taunters are Sludge Belcher, and that's it. And you don't have ways to taunt up your Molten Giant, so it's gonna be a little tricky. But I think
will fight with honor.
Druid deck
For
has a certain
Doomhammer.
window, and then it can't do anything similar to what aggro decks do, because there might be just too much on the board.
Yeah, so it seems to have that dynamic for sure. Mage being weak to just early pressure and not having that, well, not having the board clear until turn 7, like you were saying. But the Sho's deck actually has silence though, so the Doomsayer shouldn't, theoretically be as big of a factor. Players are ready. We're going to game number 5 between Hyped and Sho. This is a best of 7. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Here we go, man. The games have been exciting, man. Looking forward to this one.
Reporting for
To the normal freeze mage, the Druid deck is actually a problem because, like you said, Keeper of the Grove against Doomsayer is like an easy way to eliminate the possibility of losing your board. And then, like, Ancient of Lore heals you out of Fireball Pyroblast range after Alex Straza is used on you. So there's lots of ways to fight the traditional freeze mage. But this one's so different because it uses its minions so effectively, and it hinges upon Duplicate and getting a lot of mileage out of it. Hype's thinking about even keeping Duplicate in his opening hand because he has Sludge Belcher already, and that's just what you wanted. Those 2 cards are your money cards.
Absolutely. Okay, Shades. Innervate Shades. Gonna be an interesting start. Holding on to Sludge Belcher.
Alright, well, Hype also throws away in Duplicate and gets it, so kind of a
That's
unfortunate
pretty good.
situation. Sho's in a great start though. You get the Shade, Innervate Shade on turn 1. Pretty much the same together.
Creeper and potential, flexibility with the Savage too. It's gonna be interesting. But Hyped, probably gonna have to wait for the Twilight Drake, but that Duplicate could potentially land on some really good targets here. Belcher would be nice. I think he'd probably like to have extra couple Belchers
What
in his deck
does the future hold?
against this type of aggro druid.
Yeah, I think so. Like Twilight Drake is more resilient to Keeper the Grove because of it, but Innervate Shade starts to get scared very quickly.
Yeah, it's such a, it's almost like a psychological thing with the Shades. So when your opponent has the Shades too, because you don't know when he's gonna actually play it. You don't know when he's gonna actually come out and use start attacking with it. So playing around it can be just so inefficient, right? And if you completely ignore it, you can't completely ignore it either, right? It's just so strong. That's why I really love how it really love it. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna get an extra Twilight Drake, extra couple of Twilight Drakes. now that there's more Twilight Drakes than Keepers, this could be good. But you mentioned this deck not having very many taunts, and would have been nice to get this the Belcher, or get a couple more copies of the Belcher.
It would have been nice, but I think
Reporting
you
for
can just live
duty.
with the consequence. Honestly, you tossed out the Drake knowing you could die to trades, so it was perfectly understanding of what was going on.
Yeah.
Now, you, as a Druid player, you can start eliminating stuff. You have to kind of get out the board in death battles to defend, so that way you can play heavily in Hiker. But I think Hiker's just, like, he's just gonna have to use Frost Nova. Otherwise, he dies next turn with just a Savage Roar.
This is this is insane. This isn't quite that turn 4 Savage Roar win that one of those highlights. I think one of those highlights that Trollden made was, but
Let
it's
me
pretty
think.
close. Crazy aggression right from the get-go. And it's got the Savage Roar in hand too. He's got actually the combo in hand as well as Swipe and Wrath. So Show is just sitting in
Follow the
great
rules.
position.
Reporting
Yeah,
for duty.
and,
Oh man.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say wasn't sure if he was gonna play Nova or not.
Well, Mad Science is you played Nova with it.
Yeah.
You thought that was next turn, you Flame Strike, and then I guess you just live with the consequences with whatever
My
secret
shield
you get.
for
from
Argus.
Mad Scientist. Number 2. And if it is Ice Block, that gives you the chance to play Knife.
Yeah.
Wow.
7,
Meanwhile, this
4,
Shade is still getting
7,
stronger.
Like to play with fire.
Ah.
5
Yeah.
turns.
That's nice, pretty decent.
Yeah, just why not? Just keep building the board
Reporting
here.
for duty.
He will lose it to a Flame Strike if chooses to crash the side.
Yeah, but your opponent has to choose to. Do you leave a Star Knight or do you leave Shades next to him? Oh no, it's gonna be only 7.
No, the Shades dies. Yeah.
Yep. I miscounted. I guess
And with the
you have
Karen,
to leave up
you know,
light.
you were gonna leave 4 damage from the Karen regardless. So this is actually really good, right? Just getting an extra minion.
Oh, it is gonna be Ice Block, or by the way, so that's a really important fight. Now he's still lost most of his board, but he still has damage potential.
Reporting for duty.
Now is Show gonna play around Molten Giants and just not attack this?
Sustenance.
Yeah, that's something he has to consider. It's true. There is no taunt though. There's no Sun Furies, right? Or Argus in his deck. Not quite the wall that you would have to deal with afterwards, but you will have to respect the damage from those minions. I think he can hit once.
I bring life.
I feel like he can hit once.
I think you have combo, so
Yeah,
you
I
can
think he can.
hero power, but I mean, you're still so firmly in a nice position that you just don't want to evoke Wrath.
Okay, so the second Keeper of the Grove comes out, and Twilight Drake now gonna be pretty strong. He's got both Ice Blocks too, so Molten Giants and 2 Drakes here. Or
Wow.
2 Drakes first, and oh my
Molten
gosh,
Giant double Drake. That's pretty nasty.
that's a giant handlock.
He's got
Handmade,
second
whatever.
Ice Block
Dream.
in hand as well.
Yeah, you just want to throw up as much damage as possible on the board right now.
I wonder.
You could
He might have-
Sylvanas and Molten. You could do that too.
He might have to Water Elemental to keep the hero power frozen too, because you, as much as
Your
you
magic
have
shall
minions,
not save you.
you need a way to stop Guaranteed to kill you.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting thing to look at. I mean, he's probably going to get you down to
Reporting for
2.
duty.
At the very least, he'll get you down to 2 when he pops. He'll 1-2. just keep him at 4 because he does have swipe.
I think you use Savage Roar over Force of Nature though, because you don't want your opponent. You want to have damage from the hand. Like if you get frozen from your face, like I don't like using Force of Nature unless he wants to use it to clear. If he uses it to clear and then pop it, that's fine too. And in fact, I like it. It's great. But Savage Roar is better to use over Force of Nature because if you're frozen in the face, you can't get the damage and you have no board. Then
For Doomhammer.
Oh, okay. So this is, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a good point. Just being able to guarantee, especially with a double, he's got 8 from his hand right now too. So, as well as the Force of Nature, but swipe for sure. Doesn't matter what's on the board. He's gonna be able to get.
Job done.
So he takes him down to 3.
Greetings,
This is one of the
friend.
swipes. Okay.
Pipe draws Alex Straza. That'll be so huge in the next couple turns. He has 2 more draws to do it.
That would be it's crazy good. Okay, so you ice block, of course. But then, do you draw? Do you draw with Arcane Intellect?
I think you want to just play threats to potentially kill your opponent next turn.
You can only play one though.
No, I mean, he might draw a second Molten Giant with Arcane Intellect, so it might be 3 mana giant.
Oh, okay, so you're saying you should. Yeah.
I'm not saying he should. How much damage is Show at, or life at? He's at 32. Next turn he'd begin at 30. He can be gaining 1, and you do 13. So he could be at 20 life. How do you do 20 damage? You just have to load up and hopefully draw into something here.
Yeah,
So
he's
Water
got to
Elemental,
get.
Ice Block.
I think even a taunt. I think something that's going to impede your opponent from even just like Force of Naturing.
You can't get a taunter in Arcane Intellect and then survive. You actually need to play Ice Block so that way swipe doesn't become lethal.
Let none survive. Time runs out on
I must safeguard the land.
Well,
I don't know if there's a way that for him to even gotten around this actually.
okay, well now Show has to use Force of Nature
Yeah.
or Savage Roar. Not.
I mean, he could actually just.
Actually, both.
He could Force of Nature, Savage Roar, remove like the giant and pop the bubble. Like he could.
That's not too bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the mage has no heal. Unless he
as
draws the
Alexstrasza.
Alexstrasza. Yeah, the Alexstrasza is the only
That's
thing.
actually a huge heal. If you
Yeah,
can draw
but
it.
at this point, I think you just have to play for the win next turn, or because if it goes any longer, you're just gonna give him that many more chances to draw it, right?
Yeah, and if you play Force of Nature, Savage Roar the following turn, and he has a Sludge Belcher in the way, you actually will. Actually, no, you can still get through it. No, you can get through it. That's assuming you have enough life to get through it, though.
So if you would have tried to draw for Alex last turn,
Well, he wouldn't have the Water
Alex is-
Elemental there.
he wouldn't have the water elemental there, but if he had Alex, he would at least
Time waits for no one.
No,
survive next.
I realized Water Elemental also freezes Show's hero power, so he can't utilize like part of the Force of Nature combo.
Okay.
Also, he should have attacked. If he's gonna do this, okay. I thought he was gonna attack with zero power. Okay. Back over to hyped. He really needs to draw Alex Straza or a Taunter. Either one of those two. No, that's not it.
That's not it. No. Well, he can still get a
Arcane
Belcher
Intellect?
here.
No.
Oh.
Time waits
Doesn't
for
matter
no
there.
one.
I think he does have one Belcher left, but he's not gonna have enough mana for it now. Anything else in his
Crossbow to
deck?
the face? No, I think there's no way for him to survive
No,
anymore. 'Cause
he has to have a taunt. That's the only thing he can have at this point.
wow,
Twilight.
more Twilight Trade.
Oh, it's yeah. Okay, well, looks like Show's gonna go up 3-2. Hype's not drawing into the cards that he needed the last 4 draws, really. But Another tight game there. Doesn't look like it's tight, but it actually
Time waits for no one.
It's a pretty close game.
Alright, well, he's drawn another force of nature just for good measure. And Show's just gonna end this one mercifully. No BM at all. I think it's just out of fatigue and a little bit of just trying to end this series because the series has been going for quite some time, Cham, and we're only halfway through our quarterfinals after this. So
I know.
you guys have a time. So it's getting kind of late already.
That's true, definitely. It's 9:30 over there. But Show 3-2. Potentially got one more game here to finish off Hyped. Hyped obviously
Time waits for no
do
one.
his best to stop that. And we're gonna go straight into game number 6 here. Warrior versus Druid. Alright, let's see. Warrior's gonna match up pretty well. Well, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's great, but
Yeah, I would actually go the opposite way.
Yeah.
I would say Warriors is pretty poor in this matchup.
really good.
If I had
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is actually. I have to pick a side of like who's favored because you have so much aggression, and you can hide really effectively. Like the way you cut down with aggression early game is Fari Warax with the Warrior, but in this deck, almost every single card doesn't give Fari Warax value. Like Echoing Ooze, there's 2 targets. You're trading evenly. Harvest Golem only goes
versus
1 for 1.
Valir.
Shaded Necromancer can't even attack it, so it's like there's a lot of
For Doomhammer.
ways for Druid to put on like effective ways to stick up to the board, and then you're kind of powerless to stop it.
Okay, yeah. So the Ooze, starting out with the Ooze, doesn't have the Savage in hand,
Spread.
at least this time, but he's definitely going to be able to pressure quite a bit. Got the 2 routes too to really help support it, stabilize the minions on the board. But Hype does have Taskmaster though, so he can actually put this Armor Smith to work here. Another Armor Smith too.
Alright, well that's one way you can start putting it in your favor if you start fighting back and like he cool Taskmasters this. So you can fight for the board. Kind of surprised that he wants to go for this and not thinking about Deathbite either. Deathbite's still really effective. Because you have second.
Yeah, it's a pretty big investment just to throw out both of them this early. But that board's kind of scary, right? Given what the druid, what type of druid this is. I mean, Argus is going to be quite good.
Ooh, he almost gave the buff
Blood
to the
and plunder.
little Ooze
Blood.
here.
Trying to
That was
freak us out.
plunder.
This is a very good start. So like, one way of course Warrior can win, and its primary objective is to gain a lot of health. And like if Armor Smith ends up going 2 for 1 in combination with all these other cards, still can't a great amount of value in establishing the board, then Warrior will pull ahead, and then it won't matter what Druid does, because then he's going to be top decking cards and hoping for Ancient of Lore. And then it's going to be really difficult to come back. But he's got Defender of Argus here, which is super powerful.
Yeah, this is going to be really good. Just clear out 2 minions, keep his minions on the board, and really not allow for a very good death fight, at least. Ooh.
Why?
Actually, as much as you want to get
Yeah.
that death fight in position here, that ghoul is set up nicely.
If it gets Keeper of the Grove, you're in trouble. But if it doesn't, it's excellent, like you said.
Yeah, that Keeper of the Grove is looming though, and
Thrall versus Gul'dan.
he can't keep her in.
Your soul shall be mine.
So
For
at least he can't
Doomhammer.
just. Well, it'll still be bad. I mean, he's still gonna lose those 2 guys regardless. Well, I guess if you keep her to in hero, if you silence in hero power, he wouldn't lose any minions. So that'd be terrible. But he looks like he's gonna opt for it. Gets a little bit more out of his Armor Smith, and just a little bit more armor.
Greetings, friend.
But if a Spectral came out or something like that,
I
that would be pretty.
greet you.
That'd be
This
pretty
apple on your
painful.
head.
And we'll cross that bridge when we get there,
Yeah,
though.
but he doesn't
Hypes
have it.
Is,
Yeah.
like, you deal with these threats as soon as you can. He's really hoping that this doesn't get silenced. Oh, but that gamble. Well, like, don't lose health on your armor smith if you don't have to. But Sho is in a position where he can go about this 2 ways, actually.
Yeah, he could actually Argus too. I mean,
I'll
he has a lot. Lots of options.
He could save. He can Argus and save his keeper.
Get in there and
Attack
fight,
in
maggot.
and then kill off the armor smith. But that also is a little. You still like play into killing off the ooze. Like the whole point is to actually save the ooze here, so you don't.
Or you save the Harvest Golem here, which looks like he's trying to save.
Right. The alternative is of course silencing the unstable and then attacking into the armor smith.
Yeah.
Two attack creatures. And then, it seems like he's just going to go
The
for
light
this
protects
and
me.
give up the use. That's kind of okay with Hype Spot too, because now both defenders have been used, so it's not like Spectre Knight can get taunted up and give Warrior hard time.
Yeah.
Not the worst position possible for Hyped.
All right, so Hype's gonna get a little bit better of a swing here. You know, gets a 3-2 versus anything with 1 health there. So it works out decent. He could have got a good amount of armor actually from both armor smith. I think in total 7 or 8. armor, so not too bad given he played it so early. And
Wow, that's
Sho,
a bad
not-
draw for Hype, for sure.
yeah, it's not a very good turn for Sho here. He'd much rather it be 7, turn 7 here. So empty turn for Sho really gives Hype a chance to get on this board. Even Karen being silenced here is not too bad. I mean, just get it.
You are
Just having
not
on
this
board.
desperate to use Keeper of the Grove on the face.
What to do?
Oh man, if he just Keeper of the Grove on the face, the Karen's gonna be crazy.
Elements of life.
Karen is still really good.
Gonna
For
clear the
sure.
board here. Yeah, gonna clear the board, get Karen down. And game's starting to turn around for Hype now.
Yeah, kind of surprised that Hype
Shades.
immediately tacked it off, but he realizes Keeper of the Grove could be a way to remove it, so
Yeah.
rather than letting his Karen potentially die, he's just gonna use his last movement of
We
Death
must
Spite. It's just kind
cleanse
of
the
an,
Sunwell.
you wish you could get synergy. Ancient Acolyte. Now, Ancient of Glory comes down. Hype can faceless his Karen and then just get
Yeah.
like a super strong board and won't ever let it go until and then force Sho to effectively try to race past his minions in order to kill him.
Yeah. Faceless Karen, that's so good. He's gonna play a Shades here. Wow. Okay, just go ahead and silence now. Yeah, so Casey, I guess he does have a faceless. He can't get both Karen and Bane here, so ruins that play for Hype to a degree. I don't think he'll faceless it now. But he does get a ghoul and an acolyte. Nice.
It's not bad. The combination allows you to draw a card and go up. Pretty decent, honestly. The alternative
still
also,
able-
is also to play Harrison, because you're not going to get value off of it anyways. And Harrison can challenge an Ancient of Lore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, both good plays. One just a little bit more active on the controlling board there.
I
looks like he-
think
looks
I
like he
like
needs some
Unstable
cards.
better because your hand is still slightly weak. You want Shield Block to draw, like to combine with Shield Slam, and Acolyte gives you the opportunity to start drawing into
We
it.
must
Plus, it's a
cleanse the
really-
Sunwell.
It's a good time to play it versus in the future you might not get value off Acolyte. You might be in trouble. So I think this is better play. It's a quiet time, so use this quiet time to
Yeah.
get noise.
Quiet time to get noisy. Yeah, awesome. Wrath gonna look that play to a degree. But then, you know, then your turn's gonna
Ruin
be
your own
not.
play too.
Yeah, it's not nearly as strong as an Ancient Allure play, but
You double
Could
wrath.
just-
Why do you
you could just clear the board too. Yeah. Clear the board and just keep your max. You could do that too.
So he's going to Wrath for 1 and try and draw. He doesn't care about warrior drawing. And this obviously is always a setback, but it makes sense because the druid player doesn't care about the 1 extra card, they care about the board presence.
Okay,
And
that's what we're seeing.
Hyped drew a shield slam, which is really important, so he can deal with some Marty Borax.
And it definitely helped maintain this board, or at least clean up this board to a degree.
Oh my.
My
It's starting to
shield
get
for
really hot
Argus.
here. This Hype has a lot of great minions coming up soon. Like, the Sarah can't get dealt with, you faceless it, and then you just have so many ways to answer Druid.
Caught in here. Here we go. Alright, gonna use the Shield Slam.
Got shield block, so don't care.
Okay, just waiting for a
You-
bigger target, yeah.
Right. What's the one way Druid can pull back into this game? That's always what you can do. Of course, the card that's about to be played.
Who dares?
The warrior was ahead. Now it's much more draws. Oh man, innervate and swipe.
Oh, man.
What?
Alright, well, it's a good thing you saved that Shield Slam for sure. Now, get back, get back on the board. Hopefully, get most of the minions on the board and hopefully get back on the board. Not too good. Not too good with the Shield Slam, so probably
He's
gonna.
got something, so maybe he can draw another good card. Alright. Do you want to face this Ancient of Lore before? If he knew the hand of show, he would obviously hold it because he faces Cairn and not. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's either that or you fall even further behind on the board. And
well,
you do
I mean,
have
it's the same
Sarah.
play.
You do have your Sarah.
That's true. I don't think you care too much about it.
My shield for
You
Argus.
can actually fully remove this Cairn too.
Yeah, I mean you pretty much deal with it before it even gets on board. Or do you just throw in your Sarah? Or you have the Sarah and you have Shield. Well, Shield Slam doesn't quite.
Oh man, Sylvanas.
it.
Yeah, so you armor up, shield slam Sylvanas and kill the Cairn. And then you have your Sarah the following turn. And you take out one of the strongest, stickiest minions that Druid has in their arsenal. Not to mention Sylvanas is always a threat to steal whatever's there. Oh, wait, you can also potentially steal something. You can 50-50 to steal a minion with this.
Doesn't feel as good as. I think you just go for the straight removal. I think that's probably more efficient with your cards, really. So worry about the. Let's see the combo. So if Nax,
I
if
think
the
that-
chase is 4, 8, and then normally it's the 14, 22. Okay, so he won't die even if you leave those 2 minions on the board to the combo potentially. I wonder if he's worried about that at all.
He definitely is. So, what's it gonna be, Hyped? Are you gonna
Yeah.
use Shield Slam to remove, or are you gonna use it to steal?
I have no time for
Okay, it is the
Yep, I
removal.
think that's
yeah,
good
I
choice.
think you're right. Like, in this scenario, like
Get in there,
stealing
fight,
can
faggot.
often be the play in the control matchup to win the game. It's too much of a coin flip at the moment.
Yeah, and both targets are. I mean, the 5/5s can be nice, but it's not as something that's more of a no-brainer like a Ragnarok or something like that, because you are giving up your 5/5 body, right, in the form of, or just in Sylvanas. So if you kill your own Sylvanas, you're using the removal and the 5/5 body. You're getting something great. I don't think it would have been a guarantee as to what you got, much less getting a best case necessarily as impactful. So this is gonna be tough for Show, actually. I mean, he can remove that 5/5, but then the Sylvanas is looming. He can silence it.
Well, you can go for a full clear. You just silence it and then use Force of Nature, which seems to be his best course of action, honestly. Even though Warrior's still at a reasonable health,
Throw versus get
I
up.
think this is what you gotta do.
Victory or
I think
death!
I believe that leaves him really close to a Savage draw for lethal.
You think so, but sometimes it just feels so far. You get Haunted Creeper, you get Innervate, you get Harvest Golem. It's like, And then meanwhile, your opponent has Ysera, and then it hits
Here it
into
comes.
Gromosh, into Alex Straza. If he gets Ysera Awakens, it'll be crazy. Although, Emerald
Okay,
Drake is
Drake.
probably another good option as well.
Reaper, wow, okay. Just really solidifying that potential Savage draw if he can get it.
Yeah, but I have a strong feeling Show's gonna get like Innervate or Harvest Golem next too. Like that's just what this deck does. It's just so you
It
think
just
it's
tortures
like
you. Tortures
yeah, you
you.
think there's a chance it comes to top deck well, but it really doesn't happen
Armor
that often.
made to fit.
All
'Cause
right, well,
he did.
he could dump here. Like Emerald, Acolyte task to draw first, and pretty good. He doesn't like that card. I'm just
Yeah, he's
just rubbing
trying
on
to
it.
calculate again.
Yeah.
Combo
Armor made
right
to
now
fit.
14 plus it looks to be like 7, so 21. Still not enough, or 23, excuse me. Still not enough to kill. So he's still sitting at a comfortable life, but it's starting to get harder. Keep things in check. He's still waiting to get Brawl. He doesn't get Ysera Awakened either. Oh my goodness!
Not quite though. He doesn't quite have it. He's got 24. He's too short. Too short. Yeah,
Is that a
I've
height,
been keeping tabs of this number for a while. It should be 14 plus 10, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Do you
man.
go for it? Because what if he draws Sludge Belcher?
That's a
And
good
then
point.
you have to like chew through that entire like 10 damage because of what Sludge Belcher is absorbing. And he's got draws to do it too.
Does he have a swipe left? Does he have a swipe left?
I don't know. You don't have enough mana to play everything. Now here's another thing. If Show holds, all he's gaining is 1 damage.
Yeah, I mean this doesn't do anything for him. So that I
He
don't
just
like
does
that
2 damage. Warrior armor's up.
I don't like that play at all.
Cool story, bro. That's exactly what's going through Hype's mind. Oh, whoa. No, he has to actually respect the combo now. It might feel tempting, but you actually,
No,
to-
you still Alex him.
no, you need to make sure that you're out of combo range. That's like the only way you lose. You're so far ahead. There you go. Sludge Belcher's
what?
broken.
And I think that may be it, because he can set up enough damage. He might be able to set up 15 next turn. So I
Yeah,
think this could
use
be it. Next-
Sludge Belcher, armor up, kill off the full tap. Just eliminate every single body possible. The Saboteur Force of Nature is not a viable way to finish. He's so far ahead. Like this, like don't lose unnecessarily.
Well, as long as he armors up, there's just no way. I mean, he armors up, or he just kills one of these minions. He's had a damage for sure.
He does both.
He's gonna do both.
Yep. And this goes back to how Hype started off the game. Like he had the double armor smith, he had cool Taskmaster trading with the entire
Elements
time.
guide
And then
Yeah.
Show had the start where
Elements
he
guide me.
Hey, what I say that the cards you'd be drawing at this point, like Haunted Creeper and Harvest Golem, those are exact cards that he's picking up here because the deck just doesn't have a lot of strong minions. He still hasn't even seen
I
some
have
of his
no
more
time
powerful
for
minions.
games.
Yeah, it would have been dream crushing if that Harvest Golem was a That would have been brutal. But Hype actually ends up tying the series 3-3. We're going into another Game 7. So yesterday we had some 3-0s. Looks like we're just gonna have 7-game series all day here, Frodan. Pretty awesome matches so far. And Hype is gonna have to take his last deck, which is a warrior. So we're gonna have a warrior versus warrior matchup. We'll get comfortable here. Snacks ready. Get some popcorn, and this is gonna last a while, I think. Is there any Sarah?
It's certainly. Doesn't look like it because he has BGH. He's got Spellbreaker.
Yeah.
And it
Elements
seems like
guide me.
you always kind of think whoever plays the slower control version has the advantage. And I don't know who has the slower deck. I guess Ysera technically, but
Sarah's gotta be slower, yeah. No, is there a Black Knight? There's a Black Knight playing. Which can be nice. It can be nice against Belcher for sure. Yeah, this is gonna be a good game.
Hype doesn't have Lotheb. That's interesting. Okay. I thought
no,
Lotheb
that
was like
morning person.
He had an extra task, so there's gonna be potentially more pressure from Hyped in the beginning. And yeah, just little variances like that will we'll see how it plays out. Let's see if the players are, I think the players are ready. Maybe just 1 second apparently. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that extra Taskmaster is going to play a big role here, or Ysera. I'm thinking Ysera could is most likely going to be a big factor. These games usually go on to fatigue, warrior versus warrior, unless one of the players just gets off to a terrible start, while the other gets a very aggressive, just a fast aggressive start like Taskmaster and that sort of thing. But Ysera should be. I'd give Hyped a little bit of an edge with Ysera in the deck.
Yeah, and now the show knows Hype on Ysera, he'll make sure to keep it next.
Elements guide
Or at the
me.
very least, make sure that it's Spellbreaker. If it ever gets to a situation where he needs to deal with it. And Hype should know that, so he's going to try his best to bait out removal beforehand.
All right, let's go into game number 7. This deciding game in this quarterfinals match between Hyped and Show. This is Deck War Season 2 Finals. Here we go. Alright, Death
Alright,
Fight.
so Show opens up, he gets a really important card, Death
Dingo!
Fight. And Hype gets it to Harrison Jones, though. And
Not
that's
a morning
perfect answer.
They both got Harrison. Wow.
Elements guide me.
Alright, so the players are starting off. Both have Harrison Jones. Pretty interesting to see who gets the most value out of that.
Elements guide me.
Shield for Argon.
I think we're gonna see a lot of just armoring up in the beginning here. A lot of times, whoever switches first throws on the first minion.
Yeah, and I think a good example was Nim versus Ice, where it was basically armor up wars and trying to see if you can get any kind of traction. So basically this game starts at
Into
turn
the
5.
breach. Into
And
the
that's what we
breach.
see it with the Belcher. Belcher's really good against the Warrior. Nothing easy to do against it. Best play usually is like a second string of Death Fight to at least remove the 3/5. But Hype doesn't even have that quite yet.
Alright, well he's gonna wait for Karen, so that way
Yep.
he can challenge the minion rather than use removal. And it is about how greedy you can be. But
And-
Show's off to a much better start than Hyped is, for sure.
Yeah, he's pressuring and knocking down an armor is a huge factor. Just making those shields to him as inefficient as possible is going to be a big factor. Just whoever can remove like large minions with it is going to be definitely in the lead here. And instead of Karen, it's going to have to go with Sylvanas, given that there's so many minions already on the board, and that's a good way to counter it. Which one of them is running Spellbreaker again? One of them is Silent.
Show is. Yeah.
Show is, okay. So Show really needs it.
You can also just play as if Sylvanas is just simply going to take one of his smaller minions. It's not like he has a really high value target.
True.
Also, Show is playing very smartly around Harrison Jones, not equipping a Fire War Axe for no reason if he's not going to attack. Wow, Brawl is available
Brawl.
to Hype. Do you want to use it so early? Again, there's not a lot of high value target here. And the Brawl is sometimes a super removal against a big minion like Alcazar. So you want to facelift this. Is that
Yeah, it
cashing in
doesn't
too
feel
early?
Yeah, Faceless doesn't feel good here. You make a good point. All those minions aren't that high value. There are bigger targets that you're gonna have to deal with later, and potentially won't have answers. So Faceless is defensive in that way. And I think the question is whether you play just Karen or Belcher here. Karen's still gonna be tough to deal with, and if he ignores it, then you just copy that. That'll definitely do with copying. But Belcher keeps the damage. You know, one thing that I was saying, right, one of the players gets off to a quicker start, then that's like one of the few, that's usually the scenario where the game ends before fatigue, because and that's the kind of start the show has is get that Granish combo in turn 8 with the second swing on the Death Bite. Speaking of which, yeah, can be pretty scary.
Take heart.
Well, I guess you start going away.
Earth Mother near.
Chop at this Sludge Belcher. Meanwhile, you're gaining some armor. So, not too often. You can even draw a card with your Acolyte.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of armor, actually. And you can play. Oh, he's just gonna armor up. Never mind.
Really good amount of mileage off of this Acolyte for Hypes. Or sorry, for Show. Now
For
back
Show.
to Hype.
Or both.
Kind of an okay moment to play Karen, I believe. But at the same time, you just want to get rid of
Because they're probably forced to death of the Sylvanas, and